Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the hot tub. You're with the Visa Guard. So it's brunch time. Welcome to San Bruno. As you can see, there's a map of America, and there's some dessert and some food. Today in India, they'll be celebrating a festival called Raksha Bandhan, which is a festival wherein sisters tie a thread around the wrist of brothers to seek protection in case it's needed. I already got quite a few, as I can show you, like 7 of them to be precise. I have 4 cousins and 3 sisters. My sisters are married, but cousins are not. In this, I will talk to you about US visa, like the best way to go to US without showing proof of funds and without any foreign sponsor, like whether family, individual, or employer, which is required for pretty much all visas. Even self-sponsorship is required for tourist visa, and generally you self-sponsor. If you get maybe a relative or anybody else to sponsor you, the visa official may get suspicious that you are just trying to bypass normal visa rules, and you don't have money to actually come to the country, and you will be a public charge. And if they suspect that you will be a public charge, and if you really cannot contribute financially to these first world countries, which are pretty expensive, they'll simply deny your visa. There are 2 visas, actually 3. Well, 2 that don't require that much money, just you have to pay the fees, and which is tied to the name of the US President Joe Biden. So there is E of Joe and B of Biden, so EB, and I becomes like 1 if you write it, So EB1 is the visa wherein you show that you have extraordinary ability and talent, which, like, say you are a nuclear scientist, space scientist, working on artificial intelligence, a very renowned inventor, published researcher in peer-reviewed journals of, like, say, the American Institute of Chemical Engineers or American Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or in any software magazine. Maybe you have come up with your own code that is on open source, GitHub, or in Google Play and iTunes, Apple Store, and has gained a huge bit of subscription, downloads at least. Then they can give you your visa. Generally they require 200 publications, but sometimes you can, if you get some national awards or international awards and really strong recommendations from some scientists and or organizations, say like the Royal Society of London, or especially if you're applying in US, from US universities and or US scientists, researchers, renowned themselves, especially like of Nobel laureates, fame, then you can gain in. It's also for Olympic athletes or national athletes, who have won or at least competed at national levels or international levels. They qualify. And then the second one is EB2, national interest waiver. You don't have to show that much extraordinary ability, but you have to prove that your work is seminal as in very important to the well-being of United States of America. So if you immigrate, say you create hundreds of jobs using your inventions or ideas or business that you're starting, or you help in the cause of technology or sports or culture, like your invention is going to save lives in COVID, or help Silicon Valley, or help Wall Street or economy, then they grant you your visa. So that's EB2. The fees is not that much. It's $700 for Department of Homeland Security and $350 for Department of State. So $345 actually. So $1045 without a lawyer. If you engage a lawyer would charge you at least $5,000. Could be less in countries like India, where the lawyers or law firms are not that expensive, but generally lawyers they know it's a one-time thing, so it's more like extortion. They play the game of extortion. They don't get that many clients and their overhead is high, so they charge as much as they can, basically. um, so they'll see, sense how desperate you are and how much money you can have, and they'll charge you. And then the final one is EB5. If you have $500,000, if you invest in, say, real estate or stock market or angel invest, basically if you'll buy a house somewhere, right, to avoid rent and or lease. So if you get some office space and house, or angel invest or invest in stock market, $500,000 at least, you get the EB5 visa. So guys, all the best immigrating. If you need any help with me processing your application, I charge $500 fee, $100 for personal consultation. You can send in questions to christmaas, MAAS 1225 @gmail.com, and I answer your questions for a fee of $100.